All right. Hello, 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 hello. This is week 17 of pursuing art full time. I'm Sam, and I'm currently taking a sabbatical to, like I said, pursue art full time. And this is week 17 of my vlog update. And if you want to know more about why I'm taking the sabbatical, what my objectives are, and what I'm hoping to get out of it in regards to my career in art, please watch video 0. But for this, I'm going to be talking about just what's been going on the past couple weeks. So I've been working on, I'm going to share the piece that I've been working on. It's for like a body painting poster for my booth, and designing that and going through that process and just kind of talking about kind of like the creative process for that. Yeah, and I'm also going to be sharing about some of my challenges around color in regards to this piece, and I do feel pretty good about it. So, I'm just going to jump right in. So this is a picture of the body painting poster, the final piece of it that I created. And so this is for like when I set up my booth and I'm going to be painting like neon colors on people before they go into the dance floor. This is the sign that they're going to see. Now, this sign, was first conceived when I was trying to explore what the sign was in early spring. So it's come a long way. I've had like some different sketches, some different idea iterations, and just trying to understand what the composition, what kind of patterns am I drawing on people. I've only done this once so far, but I haven't even done the booth yet, really. But, just trying to create a very appealing poster that when people see it, I don't have to really communicate or sell them on the idea. And they can be like, oh, this looks cool. This looks fun. I want to do this. And so here I'm going to actually like roll a video of kind of like the time lapse. And I'm just going to talk through it, and I'm going to be looking at it as well. But, when I was going through trying to design this, is like I started with the title, and, I didn't know what to call it. I was just like, let's just call it body paint. There's nothing particularly clever. If I do want to be clever and change it later, I could do that later. But that was what, I'm just working on the title. Here for this piece, and I'm honing in on the font. So the font I've kind of created, and now I'm trying to like, what kind of color do I want to do? And I'm thinking like round, splattery, maybe using the primary colors to kind of indicate some sort of fun in the kind of paint, painter's palette. But now I'm noticing that's not as readable depending on the paint that's within the letters. So I'm putting the paint like either outside the letters or within the letters. And that's what I'm trying to like test out here. Next thing, I'm like creating style cards. So when people are coming up to the poster, they get to see what kind of styles I can kind of like draw on them. So I'm making up a bunch of different style ideas. And so I've got like ripples, stars and moons, a maze-like thing, clouds, weird stuff, scales, some vines, some flowers. So now I'm kind of like trying to like, I'm recopying it, but I'm also trying to like, where am I going to be placing these style cards? And they're about like 3 inches by 2 inches, because I'm thinking this poster is going to be like 18 by 24 inches. And so right now I'm kind of like going over it, and so I'm like, all right, I think I'm trying to mess with some composition. I'm putting the steps in there. But now this is where I'm starting to notice this is going to have to be neon colors for like a dance, and they're going to be glowing. So I'm using a dark background, and I'm starting to experiment with some glows here. And then I'm redoing the fonts for the instructions. And yeah, now I'm here messing with colors. And you can see I chose to pick the style cards and make them look into bubble circles to make it seem more playful. and now I'm drawing like some dancing characters, and I'm just trying to like figure out their composition. And I kind of end up on this one, and I really liked it, and I was like, yeah, that's really good. And I really dug the colors that I kind of settled with them there. And then I created this kind of like wicked background that was kind of a lava-y. And once I found the lava background with the characters dancing, I was like, this is it. And it just kind of made the colors more glowing, more neon, and I'm starting to fall in love with this piece. I'm like, yeah, it's looking really good. And so, yeah, I'm just doing some last minute touch-ups and things there, and yeah, so that was me working on that. And I will say, before the part where I had to figure out because it seems like when you're doing body painting, there's a lot of colors, there's a lot of color everywhere. And it's like, well, how am I going to make that cohesive? And so I chose to do maybe like, I think once I found out the lava kind of in the background, and then kind of did with the blue and the purples with that, and then making the characters orange. I felt like I like that right there. I don't want to be anything else. And that helped kind of inform like what the color of the title is going to be, what the color of the little style cards that are now in the bubbles, what those are going to be. And so that was really cool. And, you know, I took a break from it when I was trying to do the color, because I did a lot of trying to, you know, change the colors and slide them around. And it was just boggling me. But I will say one thing that did help me was listening to dance music. So there were some dance music tracks that I listened to along with this, and I might allow this to play while in the video, but that really helped to kind of tune me in, you know, to what this image is going to be, you know, especially if it's going to be neon paint and it's going to be glowing, then maybe the poster should glow and should be groovy, and kind of should maybe I listen to music that sounds like that to help kind of inspire the idea. And so I think if you're working on a certain project and you're trying to capture a certain emotion or in an illustration, just finding a certain music track to help kind of inspire it. It came to me accidentally. Like I just went to like a workout class and they were playing these songs. And I'm like, this sounds like how I want this image to be. And so, yeah, it's kind of interesting to utilize that. But so last thing, I printed the poster. And so that's going to be what I'm going to have for my booth. But when I printed it, I will say this didn't glow. And guess what? It's going to be dark inside. So people aren't going to really be able to see this too well. And so I did some research on printing in glow or glow paint or neon paint, fluorescent. There's not much on it. Really, you have to, if you've ever seen fluorescent neon posters and it's just very neon colors, you can't print regular colors and hope they glow. It doesn't work like that. You have to get specific neon fluorescent paint. And so this whole design would have to be scratched if I was going to change that. So instead, I got some Sharpie pens, and I don't know if you can see it, but I drew over the anyways, I drew over with Sharpie pens on the title, the instructions, the style cards, and the characters. So there's a slight outline. And so when the black light hits it, it'll glow. And I'll just like post a picture here, you know, showing what it looks like when it glows. And yeah, it actually doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty cool. So I'm hoping to see how this turns out, how people react to it, respond to it. I might do an update video on how the event was. And I'm kind of wondering if this is going to turn into like a side gig that I can offer at dance parties, events, you know, because there are sometimes there's raves or dances in towns, and I think this would be really cool. And apparently black lights, apparently powerful ones that you need to cover a certain like amount of square footage, are not too expensive. It's not too expensive. So doing body painting for like fluorescent glowing colors, the startup cost, I think between all of this, between like printing the poster, getting the paint, and getting the lights, it's somewhere between like 1 to 150 for all that stuff. So if you put it in that perspective, you do a couple gigs and you've already paid yourself back. So pretty cool. So interesting to think about during this time, taking this sabbatical and just feeling really inspired to follow this. And I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. You know, it's definitely just a side fun interest of mine, and I'll be doing another update on kind of Mega Girl, which I've been drawing in. I showed off in the previous video, and Mega Girl's has been pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to showing more of that and that progress there. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you checked it out, and if there was anything that maybe you wanted more out of what I was sharing here, or that would have been, you know, useful or valuable to you, I'd love to know. But otherwise, just sharing my experience and kind of like what I'm learning, and yeah, I'm out.